We're gonna get started here soon. Can we let Isan come up here so we can live stream it again? That's like our resident live streamer. Timbo. Never mind, Timbo got it. Alright, everybody. Hello and welcome to the Ridgeway Secretary of State debate, hosted by the Ridgeway State Board of Elections Debate Commission in partnership with the Palmer Times, Roastpan, Alder Group, and Milton University. My name's Taken. Sitting next to me is Lex20Disc. Both the Jason Bourne Axis and Alex Niptune's campaign have agreed to the rules listed in the program available in event updates. We'd also like to give a special thanks to Mr. Supermark5 for making this amazing stage that we're on today. So firstly, we're going to welcome Secretary of State Jason Bourne Axis. Followed by his competitor, Alex Neptunes. Alright, we'd like to take the time to remind the candidates of the debate format. Starting off with your opening statements. You'll each be given 1 minute to deliver your opening remarks. We'll then move to prepared questioning segment, where you'll be given 90 seconds to answer each question within a 30-second rebuttal period. Next is the question segment. Each candidate will have 60 seconds to answer within a 30-second rebuttal period. The topics of each question will be the following categories: ethics and leadership, foreign relations, politics, and their agendas. The audience will be able to ask questions depending on how long the question segment lasts. At the very end, the candidates will be given 1 minute to do a free-for-all, breaking all of the debate rules. However, remain within Discord terms of service and Ridgeway rules. And then finally, both of you will be given 90 seconds to deliver your final plea for the citizens' votes. So we're going to go and start off with Alex Neptunes tonight. How are you doing, Mr. Neptunes?
Hello there, Ghoul. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. All right, we're going to ask you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Well, we're going to ask you to your opening statement here. So you're having 50 seconds. Whenever you start talking, feel free to go, and I'll start the timer.
All right. Ghoul, thank you for having me here. It is an honor to be able to participate in this debate, and I thank the Election Debate Commission, and most importantly, the individuals who are sitting in the crowd or watching live. Since he took office, Jason Bourne Axis has been all talk and no walk. He has been unable to fulfill the promises he made during his campaign trail of revitalizing the Department of State. Thus far, under his administration, Ridgeway's foreign sphere has diminished, businesses have been left alone with no support incentives to operate, and the Code of Statutes, one of the most important documents in the Ridgeway legal community, has not been updated, resulting in attorneys like myself who rely on it to painstakingly go through bills individually. It is clear that Jason's negligence will continue if he's elected, which is why I'm here to stop him. If elected, I plan to make our foreign affairs active again, engage with businesses and support them, and keep our archives division fully staffed and operational.
All right, is that all?
Yes.
All right, we a little bit over the time there, but I think I'll just let both of you get your opening statements out as long as it doesn't go for too long here. So now I'll hand it over to current Secretary of State Jason Bourne Axis. Feel free to go whenever you're ready.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. So, I mean, everyone knows who I am. We got a lot done in this term, unlike what Alex is saying. You know, he spews bullshit all the time. We hired a lot of employees for all the divisions. You can see in the announcements where I did applications. We brought back the ability to speak in our public chat so you can complain all you want and we can hear your concerns and fix them. We actually hosted a couple business fairs and we worked with developer oversight to ensure a proper release of the Palmer plots according to their conditions. And we actually revitalized the Department of State by working with the Senate on a bill, which did a lot for the Department of State. Um, I mean, we tried, working with foreign affairs, but there's not really much to do because the Senate didn't recognize much. But we presided with the government over the Firestone War, and we won the war. I mean, other than that, we're going to continue on with making sure we're active and competent, and hear your concerns, fix them as they go. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So now we're gonna move to the prepared questioning segment. I'm gonna let you both know right now, I'm a real big fan of arguments. If I don't hear a little actual debate going on here that's not a scripted facade, I'm gonna freak out a little bit. So either I hear some arguing, or I'm not gonna have fun. So we're gonna move to the prepared questioning. I think somebody
Pardon me,
just says,
Ghoul.
yeah.
I apologize that I've interrupted you, but I received a very important message on Discord concerning a resident that has a question in regards for Jason Axis, to Jason Axis. If it's okay, if I may ask it on behalf of them.
If you DM it to me, we'll bring it in during the other portion of the questioning. How about that?
All right, let me message it to you.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Once again, I want to hear arguing. If there's no arguing, I'm handing out warnings. All right. So we'll go to you, Mr. Alex Neptune's here. Are you good? Ready to go?
I'm ready to give Jason a run for his money.
Okay. What are your top 3 priorities for Ridgeway if you are elected, and how do you plan to execute and achieve them?
Well, thank you for asking that question, Ghoul. Firstly, one of my top priorities for Ridgeway is establishing our foreign affairs sphere again. Under Jason's administration, our foreign affairs has basically diminished, non-existent. All right, he appoints ambassadors, but then ambassadors don't do anything. It's crazy. Once I'm elected, this will change. Under my leadership, I will reach out to Firestone and I will attempt to ease relations with them through diplomatic visits and through treaties that promotes peace and camaraderie instead of war, which has devastated our state. Furthermore, I plan to reach out to the revitalized state of Mayflower, Noah's Remade, to help them and to strengthen our bond between them. Because during the war, they were a crucial ally for us, and as such, we have to recognize their help and we have to help them when they need it the most. Secondly, I want to go back to what the most important thing the Department of State is known for: businesses and economy. Jason Warren Axis has neglected this section of the Department of State very hard. He has left business owners without any support or any source of incentive to keep operating. Under my administration, I would make sure that businesses I would ensure that businesses have received the proper incentives and the proper guidance to fully operate. I would host more business and job fairs. I would engage with them through more community events, and I would give deserving businesses spots in Palmer Plaza. Right now, as some of you may know, I work in the Commerce Division of the Department of State for nearly 2 years. All right, I have seen a lot of things. I was responsible for making the business audits. I've been the one responsible for all the big ideas you've seen from the Commerce Division. That's me. All right, I plan to also, within my experience, I plan to use that experience to also introduce the monthly business awards, which will be handed out to certain businesses that demonstrate activity and passion within our community. Lastly, I want to focus on the archives division. As many of you know, as many of you've seen in the campaign updates I've posted, there has been an alarming rate of acts which have not been updated on the Code of Statutes. I'm going to change that by hiring more staff and kicking out the inactive staff so we can keep our archives division fully staffed and we can keep it operational for attorneys to use it and for the legal committee to stay on top of their game.
Are you done?
Yes.
All right. Just as a rule of thumb here, if you're done speaking, please just tell me instead of going quiet. Can you tell if you're pausing, getting a drink of water?
Apologies.
No, it's just generally. All right. Mr. Jason, would you like to give a rebuttal?
Of course, yeah. So Alex thinks he's the fucking king of foreign relations. So I'll explain to you how it actually works. For us to actually do proper foreign relations, the Senate has to recognize an entity. Right now, there's only two entities: Firestone, which I don't know why the fuck he wants to have peaceful relations with a state that firebombed our Senate building, started a war with us, sent the Firestone National Guard to us, and tried to massacre our people. And then now he wants to buddy up with them. Secondly, the state of Mayflower. I mean, he's been inactive. He doesn't know shit, but they've literally split up into like 2-3 different remakes throughout even before the war. So there's literally three different. There's always a new remake every single fucking time because they keep going at it with each other. So which Mayflower is this man talking about? And secondly, I mean, besides the fact that he says that fire all the inactive archive staff, we literally hired new archive staff. We're re-ramping the division. So you're telling me you want to fire the entire division and hire new people? I fucking guarantee you do that, there'll be no one to hire. We literally hired all the best people in the fucking state to do it, and they're doing the best they can with the conditions we have. We have a lot to do. I mean, you're right. We need to do improvements. And guess what? We're working at it every single day. But you won't know that because you haven't chatted in the fucking Discord for 25 fucking days. You don't know shit that's going on. In the
All right. Let's calm
Yeah,
down with the swear words. All right. There's children in the crowd.
Oh, my bad.
All right. We've got Havoc downloads, or not Havoc download, Vince Fan. All right. We've got him in the crowd. Let's keep it a little PG.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
I'll give you like 10
No,
seconds
no,
to
I
finish
can.
up
I
your
can.
argument. Okay. So,
All right. Yeah. May I?
Alex, I'll give you, 30 seconds. Get it out your system, and then we're moving on.
All right. Let me just get something straight. You today, when I called you out on you not having the code of statutes updated, hired the second codification staff. First was Knott's Feelings, which hasn't done any of the codifications except for his own bill that he proposed. You hired it today, the day I called you out. All right. Don't talk to me like you hired them a month ago and they've been working their asses off. Or you hired them today. All right. Not like a month ago. Today. All right. Firstly. Secondly, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to buddy up to Firestone. There's, as you said, there's limited states that we can interact with. All right. And your idea of a United Nations is plainly just not a very good idea. All right. We're a state. We're not a nation. All right. So United Nations will not work. Instead, we have to resort to what we've got. And what we've got right now is Firestone and Mayflower remakes. And I agree, there are a lot of Mayflower remakes, but right now, Noah's remake looks pretty promising. If you see what they're doing, it looks pretty good. They have a functional government, and they have a pretty good development team. So, I'm not. So if we were to establish a relationship with them, it would be very beneficial for our foreign relations, and would actually allow our ambassadors to actually do something. And lastly, I want to address something you didn't mention. You didn't mention anything about businesses. And I think it's because I think you know why you didn't mention anything. It's because you haven't done much about businesses. You claim you've hosted business fairs and have done a lot for them, but you hosted one business fair all the way back in March. All right? All the way back in March. Yes. Several months ago. All right? Since then, there's been little to no support for businesses. No incentives. The governor's cash rewards that you were going to give, the collaboration you did with the governor, that you were going to give cash rewards to businesses, you didn't do that as well. All right? You lied to the people. All right? And you don't deserve to lie to the people. All right? The people need to know. The people need somebody to lead them that has confidence and that tells the truth. And you're not that person.
All right, I let it go for a little too long, but I like the yapping. Some good yappage here today. All right, Jason. Last time we're gonna stay on this topic before we go into the next question. I'm gonna give you moderated 30 seconds. Get out your best points. Nothing more, nothing less. 30 seconds. I'm actually timing this time. So 30 seconds when you start talking.
All right, I'll make this a bit quick. First things first, we've actually done stuff for businesses. I actually worked with the governor on that business financial plan. So I don't know what you're talking about. And secondly, with your whole foreign relations idea, here's how it's been for the past 2 years: Firestone, Mayflower, Vancouver, which is dead now. Okay, those are have the three options. Here's what the United Nations brings us: 40 different options, 40 different options for war. You know what war can bring? Activity. You know what United Nations could bring? 40 different entities for us to talk with to actually get
All
out
right.
of this foreign affair bubble that we've been in. And
All
yeah, I
right.
mean,
Just
I have 30 seconds, so yeah, that's it for now.
yeah. To the guy in the chat, Mr. Vince Fant, leave me alone about my real life job, you loser. All right. We're gonna go on to the next question here. This one's gonna go to you, Mr. Jason Bourne, and then we'll move on to you, Alex. Again, keep it, get your point across. Nothing more, nothing less. In what ways would you promote Ridgeway's values in other states?
All right. Well, I mean, virtual values and others. Here's what we have in values. We have activity with our businesses and especially with our National Guard. So what my plan would be to promote to other states is obviously military partnership. I mean, that helped us in the very first war where we were trying to make partnerships with other entities. I met with Mayflower, the remake when it was active, to get them to go to war with Firestone with us to fight with them, to fight with Firestone. And we plan to make more military partnerships, collaborating with our National Guard with other militaries. Of course, like I said, with businesses, work with other businesses in other states. That's all we could really do with promoting values. But yeah, I mean, those are the two main points with that. And yeah, that's all I really have to add.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Alex, give you a moderated rebuttal this time. So keep it nice and short. If it goes over, we'll say 45 seconds. I'm gonna cut you off. You finish off the sentence, and we'll be fine. All right?
Thank you, Gul. Firstly, I think Jason did make one great point in that entire sentence, and that was that the National Guard, Firestone, or whether that be Mayflower or any other state, should have military partnerships with the Ridgeway National Guard. And I think pretty much that's a very good idea, and I want to expand upon that. I've been in the National Guard for nearly 2 years as well. I've served as a military police staff sergeant. And what I've seen is that the National Guard has a lot of potential, but it's oftentimes unused. And I think by partnering with other row states, we could establish a good source of activity for both the National Guard of the other row state and our row state. Now, I also do want to mention something. Something that we have going on in Ridgeway that we can promote to other row states is our media. For example, the Palmer Times, Roseband, other media, all these media sources are amazing at what they do, right? They help keep us informed. They give us the insights on the stories within Ridgeway. And I think by working with Roseband and Palmer Times, on Alder Group, and Milton University, and any other future news source, we could promote our state via media to other states and actually promote our values and get people to come to Ridgeway, which I think would be a good source of skilled immigration.
Cool. Thank you for that. Jason, we're gonna go to you for a rebuttal. Again, we're gonna keep it roughly around 40 seconds. If you go over the time, let you finish your sentence off, and then we'll move on to his rebuttal. So your start time, or of course, your time starts. You start speaking.
I mean, he's actually right about the fact that we should promote. I mean, media companies abroad. That's a good idea. I mean, we should do that. I mean, I don't really have anything to rebuttal, basically, because really can't really do that much with promoting. Like, there's only a limited amount that we can promote to other entities. So I don't really have anything to rebuttal. But yeah, I mean, that's all I have to add.
All right. Alex, can you give you 40 seconds to rebuttal? Time starts whenever you're done, or whenever you start talking.
Thank you, Gul. I don't have much to rebuttal, but I will say that I think something undervalued, especially within Jason's administration, is our public affairs division. All right, we've employed one of the most talented people within the Ridgeway department, within the state of Ridgeway, to be within our public affairs division, and Jason has not used that very much. And I think if we're able to use our public affairs division to actually do what it's prescribed to do by law. For example, if you go in the code of statutes, it's stated that the public affairs division is responsible of streaming all government's media, all that shebang. And I think we should actually use that to our advantage because it's good to keep our citizens informed, and it helps spread the message that Ridgeway is a free and just a democracy, and that that the press is valued within our society.
Well, thank you.
All right, I'm finished.
Now on to the other category of questions. Moving on to ethics and leadership. My co-moderator here, Lex20Desk, will be asking these questions, so you guys have fun.
All right, Alex, what qualities do you believe are essential for a leader in Ridgeway?
Thank you, Lex, for that question. Qualities that a leader should have when becoming a politician or leading a department is that they should be strict, but they should also be just. They should be reasonable and have a sense of balance. All right, they should have activity. They should have the initiative to be able to come up with new ideas and inspire other people. Because leadership at its core is about being able to get up and being able to put your hand down and help a person get up. And by being able to help other people during their lowest times, we can help people reach their maximum potential. And by helping people reach their maximum potential, well, who knows what could happen. For example, leadership is something that I've seen Jason doesn't very much hold. And why? Well, because I worked in the commerce office for under 2 terms of his, and throughout my 2 terms of working under his office, he hasn't really cared much about doing a lot of stuff. I mean, sure, when he came in, he had a lot of passion and energy and drive, but that slowly started to fade away. It didn't keep up with him. It just went away. And right now, he's just holding on to the position just because he wants power, right? And no one should hold on to a position just because they want power. They should hold on to it because they actually care about it. They want to make something better. They want to improve the state. And that's what I'm here to do. I believe I have that drive. And I believe I have the initiative and leadership to lead our Department of State into a better future. Thank you very much.
All right. Jason, is there any rebuttal or response you'd like to?
You know what? I might as well do both at the same time with the rebuttal and answering the question. So, yeah, okay. Basically, I mean, what Alex is saying, I don't know what he's even trying to say. He's like trying to extend, like, he's like the kid that like tries to put as many words as possible into an essay. Anyways, so he's saying like all the shit about like whatever the shit he was saying about a leader. Here's what a leader needs to do. Okay, simple words: activity, confidence, and the ability to listen. Okay, you got to be active. Like let's say for example, you work in the Department of State as a commerce employee, and when you're given a task by your boss, you're supposed to actually do it. Instead of like not really looking at the fucking Discord. Oh, my bad for the cussing. Not looking at the Discord all the fucking time. Okay. Anyways, so activity is an important one. Confidence is an important one. They both work together. I mean, that's all you've done. I mean, there's 3 things in it. I'm not gonna yap like Alex does all the time, but that activity and confidence, and the ability to listen to people. That's kind of it.
That's all?
Yeah, that's all. It's very simple.
All right. Moving on to the second question. Alex, how would you ensure transparency and accountability in your administration to gain the trust of Ridgeway's citizens?
Well, thank you for that question, Lex. Something that I've seen very little of in this administration is transparency and accountability. And I'll explain why. For example, if you imagine you're an average citizen and you're not within the Department of State, even like as pointed out by Jason, like there are many things that I don't even know, and I work in the Department of State, and I think that's shown that there's not a lot of transparency, and accountability within the Department of State because nobody really knows what's going on. For example, you have no idea what's going on in the Public Affairs Division. They haven't posted a newsletter since March. All right, no word from them. And for example, you're waiting. Let's say you're a business owner and you want to apply. Oh wait, I'm getting spam ping. Sorry.
You might want to turn on Do Not Disturb.
Sorry. What I okay. Oh
We'll
my
pause
God.
your time. Go turn on Do Not Disturb.
Oh my God. Holy. Um. Guys, please, can you not?
Just turn on Do Not Disturb. It's okay.
Okay, do not disturb. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. My apologies. My goodness. Let me. Okay, there we go. All right, thank you. All right. As I was. Accountability and transparency is not really something that's prevalent within the Department of State, because you have no update from Jason himself. For example, Jason hasn't done any town halls, any meet and greets, nothing of that sort. Basically, whenever you see him, you're kind of lucky. It's like seeing a clover, because he probably just keeps he likes to use the power. He likes to use the position for his power instead of actually benefiting the people of the state. And I'd like to bring up something that people have been spamming in chat about, which is the housing crisis, if I may. So, in my opinion, there's been a lack of accountability within the housing crisis from Jason, especially when the Antitrust Act and the Fair Sales Act was introduced. Despite popular backing from residents of Ridgeway, he decided to go against the residents of Ridgeway and offered no support or any sort of message of encouragement to the residents that he would support the bills proposed to resolve the housing crisis. I think that is wrong, and I think that Jason should do better to increase the transparency within the Department of Justice, Department of State.
Is that all?
Yes.
All right. Jason, is there any response or rebuttal you'd like to make on that?
Right. So I would say first about the housing crisis. I never denied that we have a housing crisis. I've always said we have a housing crisis. But I will say that I can't do much about it. Okay, that relies on the Senate. The Senate did their job. They passed the bill, and the governor vetoed it. It's his right to veto it. I can't do anything about a veto. So I don't know what he wants me to do. He wants me to override the governor, which I don't have the authority to do. Secondly, I mean, you have a fair point. I don't do town halls all the time. But the people have seen the work we have done, okay? We have done a lot of behind the scenes of work, and that benefits the people. Simple as that. I mean, of course, there's always improvements that need to be made. I'm not gonna like deny that. But I don't know what I don't know what he expects me to do. If he was Secretary of State, he wouldn't be able to do anything either. Okay? Like about the housing crisis. We can't do much about it. If he actually, he says he's an attorney, if he actually reads the laws that he studies for, he would actually know that. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, so you wanted some argument? Well, I have something for you. So, Jason, you claim I don't read the laws that are been proposed in the Senate, which is interesting, because in the Fair Sales Act or the Antitrust Act, which either one of those two, there was a specific amendment that would enable the Department of State to have regulation over housing and to control the prices. All right, you claim I don't read these bills, but I do. You're the one that doesn't read these bills, because if you did, you would have seen with the amendment and you would have saw that there was popular backing for it and you would have supported it. All right, you made no message, no nothing, no support, no kind of encouragement to the residents that you had their backs during the housing crisis. All right, you don't have their backs during the housing crisis. All right, you're just in the position for power. All right, you don't really care about whether there's a housing crisis because you have an Oakland mansion yourself. All right, you don't really care because you're rich. All right, well, the residents of Ridgeway are on the streets. All right, you're in your big Oakland mansion. All right, that's all I just want to say.
All right.
Right. Can I respond to that?
We don't want to keep on going back and forth. I'll hold it off here. And meanwhile, we're gonna go off onto the next section, and I'm gonna hand it off to Goal over here. Foreign relations.
All right, guys, back to the juicy. All right, this was gonna be for you, Mr. Jason. What are your views on forming alliances, and what criteria would you use to decide which state to ally with, if any?
Right. Good question. So, I mean, like I've said before, I mean, like Matrix said in his in his address, um, I've been working with Arium, and developer oversight, to accommodate us into United Nations. And I don't know why Alex hates the idea, but let me explain to you how this works. I've explained it before. United Nations, a group of entities, obviously. And he keeps saying the argument, oh, we're state. Yeah, we're state. Yeah, obviously. But what options do you have? We spent the past 2 years with Firestone, Mayflower, back and forth. We need something new. And 40 options sounds good to me. Means more opportunities for everybody. And, the plan is, we get into this United Nations. We're working on it behind the scenes, actually. We're talking with other entities, and trying to get, pass the votes. And once we've achieved that, then it means that we'll have so many foreign visits in Ridgeway, out of Ridgeway, collaborations between work with other departments for collaborations, and all that brings us is activity, and that also brings us more wars. I mean, everyone loves wars, right? And I mean, that is the plan for alliances. Basically, we form alliances, we have enemies, fight wars, make friends. I mean, that's kind of how alliances work. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, Alex, we're gonna give you a rebuttal here. Actually, hold on. I have a very quick question about your statement. Did you name any states you'd be willing to ally with? I didn't hear it. I just want to know if you said any.
In terms of like in the United Nations, I mean, there's a couple. There's the United Kingdom, there's the Netherlands, um, there's South Korea. Pretty much any country in real life, they have a Roblox version there with a military, with an active game and everything. And yeah. I mean, I read the chat. Maybe North Korea too, if they have a good military. We can ally with them. And then there's a lot more. So.
So this guy's trying to turn this into new stuff. Got it. All right, Alex, we're gonna give you a rebuttal here.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Firstly, Jason, there's one big problem with your overall plan. Your overall plan depends on us already being active. We are not active in the foreign affairs sphere. All right. We have not had a diplomatic visit from Firestone, Vancouver, Broadview, or Mayflower in a very long time. All right. All of that was your responsibility, which you have neglected. All right. And you want to enter into the United Nations with 40 nations, and you want to have an ambassador. Well, you have to have an ambassador for all those 40 nations, right? Where are you going to find the 40 ambassadors that are going to get confirmed by the Senate? That's my question. And also, I want to raise an important point. I've gotten an anonymous message on Discord from one of your foreign affairs employees stating how they've been in the department for over they've been in the department since your first term. They've been in the Clown Honks administration and your current administration, and they've done nothing. And I think that shows a lot about you. It shows that you don't really care what goes on in your department. It shows that you don't really want to know what goes on in your department. You don't really have like oversight over your department. All right. You just leave it to the assistant secretaries to just deal it with themselves, when it's your job to make sure that they're doing their job right. All right. You're the boss of the bosses. All right. You're supposed to make sure that people are actually doing their jobs, but you're not doing that. Instead, you're wandering around trying to create an intelligence agency. And don't get me started on whether or not it's not an intelligence agency. I have the bill pulled up right here, and it says Section 6, the original Department of State Revitalization Act. Amendment, subsection 611, Foreign Investigation. The Intelligence and Analysis Office shall maintain a threat assessment database, which shall categorize all information collected by the office and shall include all threats to the national security of the state, Ridgeway, posed by foreign states, which the office collected. don't talk to me like you don't want to create it. You don't want to just give yourself more power, right? Instead of focusing on giving yourself more power, let's focus on what matters. All right, creating a better foreign affairs sphere and making sure that our employees are actually active and dedicated to their jobs. Thank you.
All right. So you claim there's a whistleblower. I'm gonna go ahead and ask that you provide me an uncensored screenshot to find the factual accuracy of this claim. So we're gonna pause for a second here, give you a little bit of time to send me the screenshot, and then we'll go from there.
You want the screenshots, Wagul? You shall
Uh,
have the screenshots.
yeah. Just feel free to DM to me. I'll send them to my coworkers here, and then, you know, if
I
we
asked
think it
that
should
Gul,
be,
you ensure that. Sorry to interrupt you, Gul, but this is vital information that I asked that you make sure that this employee remains anonymous because, well, we all seen that Jason basically at will Japan, and we all know really why. It says because she established her own division, but we all really know why. So I asked that it remains extremely confidential. And here's the image I sent you.
all right. Okay. Okay. I can confirm that it is a member of the Department of State who is indeed providing said information. We're not going to provide the screenshot publicly, but there definitely is a whistleblower there. I'd urge you, Mr. Whistleblower, if you're listening, to go to the governor's auditor, Synthes. So we're gonna end your time there, Mr. Alex. We're
Cool.
gonna end your time there.
Cool.
Or go ahead.
Sorry, if I may just mention one thing.
Yeah, feel free.
There is one problem with that issue. Well, there's one problem, and that it's that the Secretary of State is mainly responsible for the Department of State. And although the Secretary of State is in the governor's cabinet, the Secretary of State is an elected position, right? Basically, the governor doesn't have too much power over it, right? Which is why the Jason Boraxis has been able to basically get away with all of this. It's why he's been able to leave all to the assistant secretaries do all the job because he knows that he can't be held accountable for it. All right, thank you.
Okay. I'm still gonna urge your whistleblower to provide either to the Senate, well, probably the governor's auditor first, and then if he finds that there's some wrongdoing, he'll give it to the Senate. So we're gonna give you some time here, Jason. Would you like us to reread the question, or are you good just to get straight into it?
Yeah, reread the question.
Yeah, I believe it was, what are your views on forming alliances, and what criteria would you use to decide which states to ally with, if any? We've got pretty far off topic here, so I'd probably recommend a rebuttal, but we'll give you your full
I'll do
time.
that. I'll do the
Feel
rebuttal.
free. All right,
I
we'll give you it combined. Feel free.
right. So, where do I start with this? I'm not dropping the certain word havoc. Anyways, so he makes a fair point. Like 40 ambassadors doesn't sound doesn't sound reasonable. That's why we're gonna have a couple ambassadors to certain regions. That's an easy solution. Now, secondly, about the whistleblower, you know what? Our foreign affairs division, it's been it's obviously declining because we don't have any options. He's talking about Broadview. He's talking about Mayflower. I want to remind people, Broadview literally eliminated their whole government. What am I supposed to do? They literally eliminated their whole government. But other than that, give me a sec. I'm thinking. But yeah. Other than what he said, he's talking about how there's inactivity, that we're not doing anything, that I'm not doing anything. I want to remind everyone that the same guy who accuses me and other people in the department I'm not doing shit literally does nothing in his duties at the Commerce Office. He was assigned to literally read applications. You couldn't even do that. If you can't read simple applications, he literally let all the work go to one other guy. How the fuck is he supposed to be Secretary of State if you can't read simple applications? Do a simple job that was assigned by his boss. I mean, yeah, we have we have flaws obviously, but we have improvements to make. But literally none of the points that he has made. I mean, that's hey buddy saying shut the fuck up. Anyways, I mean, other than that, he's just yapping too much in my opinion. And if you've seen the work we've done, then you know the truth. Yeah, that's
Google,
all.
can I respond to that?
Man, against better judgment. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. Let me drop. So since Jason has decided, oh, everything is declassified now, let me just drop a little information. Firstly, before even Jason, before during Clown Hawks' actually even before Jason became Secretary of State, I was the one that was responsible for developing business audits. His claim that I did nothing it's just false. All right. I've been the one that created business audits. I was the one that actually did them. I went through the Trellios and I actually sorted through each of them with Trayman. I was there when it happened. I was the one who proposed the idea that we should give businesses monthly awards. He didn't even respond to me on that. He didn't even get back to me on that. All right. He promised that he would give money to businesses with the governor. Well, where's that money? I haven't seen that money. Have you seen that money? I asked the people in the chat. Have any of you seen money go to businesses from the governor's program? Yeah. No. Exactly. Yes. No. No. It's because Jason hasn't been able to do it. All right. It shows who he really is. Someone who's in it for the power, not for the people.
All right, is that all?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next question here for foreign relations. Who did I ask that last one to? This is too interesting for me to remember. Who answered first?
It was me.
Okay. We're gonna give this one to Alex. Thanks for fessing up, real proud of you there. So let's see. So it's gonna go to you, Mr. Alex Neptunes.
Yes.
How would you handle a diplomatic conflict with other states threatening Ridgeway's security and/or interests? So, example Firestone. But feel free to answer it however you like.
Okay. Let me get this clear. If any real state, if anyone threatens our state and our people, all right, I will take decisive action with the governor to ensure that threat is eliminated. All right. I condemn anyone who threatens the state of Ridgeway and our sovereignty. All right. The people of Ridgeway deserve to have a government that keeps them safe. All right. Under Jason Bourne access, he did nothing to prevent the war in Firestone. He could have held diplomatic meetings with the governor or the Secretary of State. He didn't. He could have approached them and said, hey, let's calm down. Let's cool down. He probably didn't. I don't know. You should probably ask him to see his DMs. But basically, my point, he did nothing. And he will continue to do nothing. And I'm here to make sure that stops. Right? Under my administration, any nation or any state that threatens us, I will take decisive action against them. I will make sure that our people are safe, and I will make sure that threat is eliminated. Thank you.
Okay. Jason, we're going to combine your time. We're going to let you do a rebuttal and your main argument. So, whenever you're ready, good sir. Jason?
Wait, fucking hell. But yeah,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Restate what you said because I disconnected for a bit.
Okay, we're still on the same question. We're gonna combine your time. We're gonna do a rebuttal and your original answer. I'm gonna ask that you provide your own answer first, and then, label that you're responding after.
Yeah. Okay. So Well, I mean, I'll say it simple. If any entity wants to threaten Ridgeway, we'll fucking go to war with you. Simple as that. Like, and I did actually, like, make sure can confirm with this. Headquarters of the National Guard can confirm that behind the scenes, we were in discussions a lot throughout the war. Okay, we were every single member of the government, including the Senate. We were all doing our part throughout the war to make sure, for first, we would win the war, and first to make sure on my part that that I would handle the foreign relations part of it, and I was in discussions with Firestone from the beginning throughout this, and obviously they gave some unreasonable demands, in which we said fuck that, and we went to war, we invaded Firestone, and we won the war. Simple as that. Like the fact that he's saying that we haven't done a single thing is an absolute lie. And I will say this once again: any entity, doesn't matter if it's Firestone or any other like entity, any entity that threatens us, we will go to war and we will destroy them. Simple. And
Ghoul, may I have a rebuttal?
Was that all of your time, Jason? Are you done?
yeah, I'm done.
All right, Alex, I'll give you a very quick rebuttal here. Just keep it nice
Just to
and sweet.
sorry. Oh, sorry. May I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to let people on the stage know, Jason would rather, instead of trying to first do diplomatic negotiations and actually trying to keep peace within our state, he would want to go to war first and make sure that people die and property is destroyed and your cars go on fire and National Guardsmen are spawn killed, then actually, put their work in. I just want to tell people that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. We're gonna move on to another category here, which is gonna be your agenda. This one's gonna go to you, Mr. Jason. How would you ensure that all voices and opinions are heard and considered in the political process?
All right, good question. So I want to remind that, in the Clown Hawks administration, which Alex Neptune served on there, they completely eliminated the public chat in our Discord, meaning that no one can make complaints, no one can make suggestions, no one can give any of their input. First day I came into office, I reinstated it, and guess what? If you want to say fuck me, you can say it. If you want to compliment me and my stuff, you can do that. You can say whatever you want. Of course, there's rules. No N-word, that type of stuff. But we have given the people their freedom of speech back, and under my second another term, I will ensure that that stays. And we could expand it further. I mean, Alex makes good suggestions. We can do town halls, that type of stuff. But yeah, that's all I have to add.
All right. Just as a quick little disclaimer here, if you have a public question, I'm going to ask that you DM it to me. I will look through them while they're debating, and then at the end here, I'll go ahead and go through all of them and see which ones I like and which ones I don't. Don't think you're going to be anonymous. I'll read your name off.
Ghoul, have you? I would please ask that you ask the question I sent you. I believe it's very important that the people know.
Yeah. At the end, I just want to rally them across, rally them together, and go from there. All right, Alex. We're going to combine your time again. We're going to give you the ability to rebuttal, and then, provide your main argument. But again, main argument, rebuttal after.
Okay.
Time is yours.
Okay. Firstly, I would just like to say, I was one of the few people in the Department of State when Clown Hawks got rid of public chat to actually oppose it and ask him to reinstate it, because I am personally a very big supporter of freedom of speech. All right, freedom of speech, it's what unites us. It's what enables us to have our voices be heard. It's what enables us to have our government hear our concerns and be able to address them. And when Clown Hawks took that away, I was quite disappointed, to say the least. However, what I would personally do under my administration to make sure that everyone's opinions are heard is, again, I would host more town halls. I would host more meets and greets. I would actually engage with the community, unlike Jason, to actually make sure people's concerns are heard and to make sure that the Department of State works for the people, not for the few. I would actually want to do something fun rather than just do nothing at all. Thank you.
All right. Jason, we're gonna let you get a rebuttal in. We went to the next question after that.
I don't have much to rebuttal. I mean, he can say what he wants, but I mean, like I said, we'll keep the public chat as usual. Do town halls. I mean, yeah, I really got no rebuttal to that. So let's move on.
All right. Next question here. Ooh. How do you plan to address issues related to the public safety and law enforcement in Ridgeway? This is directed towards you, Mr. Jason.
State the question again.
How do you plan to address issues related to public safety and law enforcement in Ridgeway?
Okay.
And then before you start, the guy who asked the question in chat, you can DM me your question. If I think it's good, I'll either read it off or we'll invite you up to the stage at the end. Go ahead.
Right. So I'll say this. I mean, the Department of State, in regards to public safety and law enforcement, we can't really do that much. The best we can do in terms of like that would be having our law enforcement departments, of course, we have to work with them to collaborate with other entities in their law enforcement agencies. I don't know, stuff like joint trainings, joint exercises, stuff like that. That's all we can really do. In terms of public safety, that's not really much of a, we don't have much power in terms of that. I mean, the only thing in terms of that we could do, like fraud, right? Currently, at the moment, the current law we have, basically, like SBI has control oversight over that specific part where we deal with fraud. So, they'll set it up eventually, and hopefully we can get it set up and get to work and have them working on that. But yeah, we'll work with SBI on that part. But other than that, we can't really do much. That's all.
Okay. Alex, off to you again. Argument, rebuttal after.
All right. Thank you, Ghoul. So as Jason said, the Department of State isn't the primary source of law enforcement or public safety within the state of Ridgeway. However, I believe something that has been neglected under Jason's administration is a diplomatic security service, which is something I really want to look at because I've been approached by several law enforcement officers that have been interested in it, and I think it's a pretty good idea. That where the diplomatic security service protects ambassadors, protects Department of State staff, and protects the Secretary of State and Governor during diplomatic visits. I think it's a good opportunity for the Department of State whilst to engage in law enforcement while not while not having it be overreaching. Thank you.
All right. I don't think. I mean, do you need a rebuttal there, Mr. Jason?
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I don't know why he has to diss RSP here. They can't really do much. I mean, because first we don't have anyone foreign relations to go and do visits with. Like Firestone's not gonna visit us ever, so we can't really use them. When we have a UN, guess what? We will be able to use them all the time. Until then, until we have more entities to do shit with, we can't do. I mean, they can't.
Did I lag out or did he lag out?
Gotta stop dissing RSP for no reason here. That's all.
Okay.
Wait, do I have to say the whole thing again?
No. It caught back up in time.
Shit.
Yeah. We're gonna go on to politics.
Fucking hell, I'm lagging out.
You good? We're gonna move on to the next question here. I'll ask Alex the question first, while your internet gets its bandwidth back. All right, Mr. Neptunes. Gonna be a very strong one. I want a lot of arguing on this one. What is your opponent's largest flaw in your opinion? I want you to take a second here, unless you don't need it, and then, really get into the juiciness of your argument.
Okay. You want a juicy argument? Very well. My opponent's biggest flaw is that I don't really think he cares about the Department of State. I think he's just in it for the power. I really don't think. I mean, he's been in Firestone previously, and he tried to run for governor there. And I'm pretty sure he has several government positions there. I'm not sure I was here, but here, from what I observed throughout my observations, I've observed that he just doesn't really care about what the delegation, the duties that he's delegated to, and that what he can do to make our state better. Instead, he really just wants the position. He wants the title. He just wants, as I like to call it, he just wants government access, so he can keep chatting with Matrix and government access. No disrespect to Matrix, but I think his biggest flaw is that he just wants the power all for himself. He doesn't really care about the people or the Department of State. That's it. Thank you very much.
Alright, you here with us, Jason?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright. Once again, argument then rebuttal.
Yeah, restate the question again, since I cut
It
out.
was, what is your opponent's largest flaw in your opinion? I'd like to ask for you to take a second to really think about your opponent's largest flaw, and then I want you to elaborate and get to the juiciness of the argument. He's not here no more.
Ghoul, he left.
He may be gone.
Guys, he's here. Oh wait, they took his speaker perms, I believe.
But they're letting me know. Yeah, I will, Matrix. It's okay.
Yo.
Hey man, you
Right.
kicked me
I
off the
don't know who
stage,
took
you
my
can't be
speaker
up here.
perms, but yeah, I don't know who took the speaker perms. Yeah, biggest flaw. Okay, so I'll say this. I mean, it's very simple. He has been inactive for over a month. Okay, I know I keep saying this, but it's a perfect question. This guy has not said anything in the Department of State District for 25 days. When the Assistant Secretary of State of Commerce went on LOA, guess what? He delegated the authority of reading apps. He was if you actually read the chat for once. How about you before you want to be Secretary of State, how about you do the task that you're assigned to in the first place? That's all. I mean, that's the major flaw about him. So that's all I have to say.
Alright, and then for the
The stream is back. Okay.
Alex, we'll give you a very quick question. We're not short on time here. I want to get to these audience questions. For the last question, before we get to the audience questions, my co-moderator will be reading off the final question. This will be directed towards Mr. Jason.
All right. So, Mr. Jason, what makes you different from your opponent? Go ahead. You have free will on this.
Right. So what makes me different from Alex is, first off, I've been active. I've been competent. We've done a lot in pretty much all my terms. Okay, compared to other Secretary of States like Clownhawks. After that whole thing happened, we were in a period of inactivity and incompetence. Guess what? I came back in. We hired a lot of new people. We revamped. We even added a new division, the Civil Affairs Office. And guess what? We have people working as we speak to write new guidelines. I mean, new information to help new residents. So we don't got people in the Ridgeway chat asking all the time how to become a cop. All these simple questions that can easily be answered. With our Civil Affairs Office. I mean, other than you gotta restate the question. I lost my train of thought.
What makes you different from your opponent?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, obviously you've seen what my department is done. It's not only just me. It's a team effort. Every
You're cutting out like badly.
department department, especially the high, we've done our part, guys, for archives, and they're working actively as we speak to do all the things that we were tasked to do, such as the new recent ability.
Your internet is like
Mm.
not good. You keep lagging out.
Metals as you speak, and you can actually see transparency purposes. You can see exactly everything our archive staff does. There's literally a channel for a reason. That's called transparency right there. And yeah, that's my answer to the question.
All right. Alex, any response, rebuttal you'd like to mention?
Yeah.
All right, go
Um,
ahead.
what makes me different from my opponent? Well, firstly, when I do something, it's for a good reason. And I actually have another whistleblower who came forward, a former senator, actually.
Archive.
Yeah, former senator. Yes. And I'll send the image to you right now, Ghoul. And this former senator claims that, let me send it to you first.
All right.
Okay. Have you received it?
I have.
So this former senator alleges that Jason's effort, he put a lot of effort into establishing commerce investigation, new disinflation or businesses, but he hasn't actually enforced any of it. He hasn't been active in regards to any of it. And the difference from me and him is that when I make a promise, I keep that promise. All right. When I make a guarantee, that guarantee will be upheld. That is what makes me different from Jason. All right. When you can, when I say something, it's my word.
Can I please rebuttal?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. So he mentions a good point, commerce investigations. I want to remind everybody that the Department of State has no authority over it. Guess who does? I'm not trying to diss RSP here, but the law, Japan wrote the law, and it states that it is solely under SBI and the state investigations director to appoint a director of that investigations agency, and that director gets to choose who is in it and how it all works. This includes all of the policies that we're supposed to enforce by law. We cannot enforce anything. That is up to that specific office, which is not under our control. It is under their control, and I'm sure, Matt, they will get it working soon. All we can do is, be patient and wait. That's all the Department of State can do. Like, that's literally what the law says, and I'm not gonna break the law. That's probably what Alex would want me to do. That's all.
All right.
Ghoul, may I just, sorry, Lex, may I just have one quick follow-up? Just one quick follow-up. I just have a question for Jason.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
So Jason, you claim that it's under RSP's responsibility, and I wonder, as a Secretary of State, you hold a lot of influence. Why haven't you pushed for it then? Why have you just been sitting idle on it, sitting basically on your ass, as I like to say? Why have you not done anything is my question.
Actually, I can show the DMs. I spoke to Nate Dogg about it, explained to him the situation. And guess what? When Nate Dogg resigned, I spoke to Misty. All right. I had DMs convo with her. It's up to her to, figure out how to set it all up. Okay. So literally, I have been communicating with both state investigation directors. Right. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do. I have no authority over the state investigations director. I've talked to both of them, before, Nate Dogg, then he resigned, and Misty now.
Sorry to interrupt you, Lex. I'm just saying, I find it crazy him saying I spoke to them one time. All right. When you want to get something done, you don't just do it one time. All right. You do it until it's finished. All right. And that's going to be the theme of my campaign. If I want to get something done, and if the residents of Ridgeway want me to get something done, that thing I will push for it until it gets done. All right. I just want to say that.
All right. Anything else for both of you?
No, thank you. Yeah.
All right. Another question. Alex, How do you plan to address any existing political divisions within Ridgeway to foster a more united community? Go ahead.
Um, well, I think this is a good question to ask. Firstly, thank you for asking it, Lex. The Department of State, as under created under Jason's administration, he created something called he created a new division that would help newer players, and I think that could be vital in us helping people bridge the political gap, because with helping newer players and helping them understand the political climate of Ridgeway, we can help foster more unity and foster more camaraderie and better relations between individuals. Thank you very much.
All right. Jason, is there anything you'd want to say on that?
Yeah, state the question again, please.
All right. How do you plan to address any existing political divisions within Ridgeway to foster a more united community?
All right. So, I mean, I don't really see any divisions. Mainly in the Secretary of State elections, there's not really much division this time around. I think everyone knows simple who Alex is and who I am. They know what I stand for. They know what I've done. They know who Alex is and they know what he stands for. Um, I mean, mainly the divisions are in the gubernatorial elections. So there's no divisions, but yeah, I have nothing to add in this segment.
All right. Well, we're going to be going into the audience questions now, the best part of this entire situation. So, I don't know if Ronnie can give me speaker perms so I could accept people's raised hands, or however we're going to do this. If not, I can just get Matt CERN. I can't see the hands. So, before we do that, I'm going to go into my gazillion DMs now and ask a couple of questions here to specific candidates. We're going to go from the first person all the way to the top. So this question is from It's a Random Boy. It's for you, Mr. Jason Bornaxis. Jason Bornaxis, how can we trust that given the truthful points Alex Neptunes has raised? How can we trust that during your time as Secretary of State that you have not just learned how to become better at lying and gifting or grifting? What? As a cabinet member, getting comfortable with Ridgeway's highbrow society whilst you neglect the operations of the department? It's a Random Boy says, during my time as a commerce officer, I have seen that you have done nothing, and the only people who I've seen actively running the department are the assistant secretaries of state.
We got another whistleblower, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, are you finished speaking or?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The first part of the question, I don't know what lies he's talking about. I mean, it would be very nice if he mentioned what supposed lies that he's talking about. Secondly, we delegate. Like, that's literally how a department works. Okay. We've worked with developer oversight for business plots, and guess what? We're working actively all the time to make sure that businesses remain active, and of course, at the same time, comply with the policy Paul has given. Which is that we can't really do like cycling of business plots. We were originally the plan was to do bi-weekly or monthly, but how it works at the moment is that the current businesses get to keep it until serious inactivity. Then we have the power to remove it and give it to someone else. We've actually done a lot. I don't know what he's talking about with that. And yeah, it's true. The Assistant Secretary of State is doing a lot. Like, that's literally his job. And guess what? The current one went on LOA. And guess what? We actually gave dual power originally to both Alex and Omni. But then since Alex is just sitting on his hands, not doing anything, like he didn't even read the applications. So we gave it Omni. And guess what? He's actually read all the applications. He's actually doing a really good job. Like credits to Omni for actually, doing his job as he is told. Like, gotta give credit to the guy there. He's actually doing a lot he's actually doing a lot. So credits to him on that. So we've been doing a lot. That's all I gotta say. And that's all.
Somebody just dropped a JDAM on top of the station. All right. Can somebody bring Mr. Poper Bob up to the stage for his quick question? I'm gonna do one other before him, but this one is from Mr. Havoc Download. If both of you are claiming each other are inactive, why should either of you even be running for this position? Seems like this election might be a battle of who's the best out of two bad candidates. Alex, we'll let you start off. Nice, short, and sweet, so we get to the rest of the questions.
Havoc, I just want to thank you for your question. And I just want to activity by Jason. These allegations, firstly, let's talk about the whole business app thing. All right. I'm the senior commerce officer within the commerce division, and I work alongside Treyman, who's the assistant secretary. And we work very closely together. He's a very close friend of mine, and I value his work a lot. We work together on commerce assignments and such. The allegations that I don't check the Department of State, I check it every single day. Every single business app, I check it. Every single ping, I check. All right, because it matters to me. All right, because I genuinely care about the department, and I genuinely care that people put the effort and time into applying for businesses and actually putting effort into them and actually caring for it. And it means a lot to me and that people actually care this much about Ridgeway. And so I personally try and uphold my activity. Now, regarding the business apps, Omnilius, who the day after Treyman was left for leave of absence, Secretary of State Jason Bornassis appointed Omnilius as Assistant Secretary of State in Treyman's temporary absence. It was not under my responsibility to read those applications. However, it was not under my responsibility to read the applications because I was not the Assistant Secretary of Commerce at that moment. Right? That's not my job. All right. Jason is trying to put it like it's my job, but it was not my job. He gave the job to Omnilius, and Omnilius did the job very well.
All right. Jason, you can go ahead and provide your answer. And again, I would like to see some arguing here, so let's get to it.
State the question again, please.
It was something around the lines. Lots of DMs. We try to find it. All right. If both of you are claiming each other are inactive, why should either of you even be running for this position? Seems like this election might be a battle of who's the best out of two bad candidates.
All right. So first things first, I respect his opinion, but I think everyone, they don't have to say it. We all know who's the more inactive one. That's obviously Alex. I want to address this point real quick. Like, I posted the screenshot in the Ridgeway stage chat. Clearly says here, Alex has been given access to the application form. If everyone knows the English language, I think that means that he was literally delegated the ability. So I don't know what the debate is there about that. I don't know why he's trying to dispute that. Like, he had a job, he was delegated by the Assistant Secretary of State of Commerce. And yeah, I gave it to Omni after Alex didn't do a single thing of reading the application. Now, secondly, with Havoc's question, it's a fair point, inactivity, it's a big concern in Ridgeway. But I would like to say that behind the scenes, of course, we've been doing a lot. We've hired a lot of employees, and they've all been doing their good jobs. And I've been overseeing every part, making sure that inactivity doesn't become an issue, because we have seen months of, under Clown, we've seen what inactivity can do to the department and how that affects the state. That's all I have to say.
All right, Mr. Poper Bob.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Which governor candidate do you think would help you best achieve your goals?
Either one of you can answer.
That's the both of them.
Okay, I'll go first, I guess. I think, in my opinion, both governors candidates have both their strengths and weaknesses, and I think they're both equally persuasive in their campaigns, in my opinion. Personally, I endorse my support for both of them, and I wish them a very good luck on their campaign.
Nobody likes this interest.
Right. Want me to speak now?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I know what everyone's saying in the chat. You know, it's kind of boring. I'm going to do. I mean, I'll say the boring answer too. I mean, both candidates have their strengths. You know, I've worked with Matrix since the beginning of his term. He has worked with me. You know, so I've worked with him directly on a lot of a lot of Department of State stuff. And I give him credit when Japan was ramming through bills. The first couple times he did veto the bills for overreach and no due process for business owners. So credits to Matrix for that, and I thank him for willing to work with me. We've had disagreements as well. You know, that's what happens. With Daniel, I mean, I haven't been able to work on it. Of course, he's the sheriff. You know, the only time when we work with each other would be with getting gun dealer licenses. I mean, gun dealer businesses approved, security businesses approved, that type of thing. He has his strength. You know, I mean, of course, we can't deny he's a very popular candidate. He has his strength in that. So, I mean, I'll do the boring answer. Both candidates are good, but, each has his strengths. But I do want to thank Matrix a lot for the work he's done working with me on that. And I expect Daniel to do the same if he does win the election.
Okay. The next question here is from Blake _ 33,000. I don't even want to say this question, but Blake 33333. This is for you, Mr. Jason. Jason, are you going to sell that mansion? Are you on Skibbity?
Right. So,
Go ahead.
okay. So about the mansion, I know everyone's been asking me about it, but I gotta break the news to everybody. My mansion was taken by Wonders Housing Alt account. So unfortunately, the mansion is in their hands. Can't do much about it. No one's getting that mansion now. I'm saying that right now. I mean, you gotta pay like what, 250K probably. So yeah, whoever asked that question, you're not getting the mansion, by the way. No one is.
Okay. Oh, Supra's here. You have a question, Supra?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's hear it.
So, can we get in the boxing ring and do a sword fight real quick? Just
Yeah.
like major.
Down.
We'll do
What's
we'll
up,
do it after.
everybody? So I've heard a
No,
lot of different.
get this guy out of here. All right.
All right, let's get this show.
So there's a boxing ring here. I guess you guys are gonna box it out real quick, and then we'll
I'm so
probably
scared.
have some more questions after that. Not sure how this is gonna work, but
Okay, Super, can you give us some boxing gloves?
yes, Matrix. I'll get to your question in a second, buddy. You kind of just came up here randomly. All right, bite to the death.
All right.
Whoever wins has my vote. Oh.
Oh.
All right,
I
Alex.
Good flinch.
Okay, Alex has my vote. That's on
Yeah.
the record. I'll go in game and vote whenever. All right.
All right, you cannot. Jason, do not even try and fight me. I've been doing Roblox obby since 2013. All right, the U.S. Army. I've been doing that shit for
You took the
Yeah.
so
W.
long.
I give you credit for that.
That was superly duperly Sigma. All right. So, let's let Matrix up here to ask his question, then we'll go down the line again.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. So
He's being silent.
Server muted. Okay.
I guess he's not asking his question.
now, who the hell server muted me?
Okay, I guess he's not asking his
Yeah.
question.
Okay. bro. Anyways, like, bro, what is this, Florida? The don't say.
All right. To a comment
All
made.
right.
To a comment
So,
made by Mr. Zach 2524. So I sound like Sam Selleck. Thanks a lot. Big ups. All right, Matrix, are you up here? Feel free.
all right, yes. All right, listen, God damn it, please. All right, so I've heard a lot of different arguments for a criminal investigation division within the Department of State. I personally have strong opinions on this, but I want the opinions of the two next potential candidates for Secretary of State. My second part of the question is also, right, in a 1v1 on Future Tops, who's winning? All right, that's just my question.
All right. Should I? Okay, I'll go first. Firstly, thank you for that question, Governor.
And can I be undeafened by a mod, please?
Okay. All right. Thank you for that question, Governor. Firstly, I think an investigative division within the commerce division is not that bad of bad of an idea. I think it needs to be limited within its reach because I don't want to go impeding on law enforcement's jurisdiction and try to impede upon their investigations. But I want to also ensure that businesses are also held accountable for any crimes they commit. For example, we all know criminal activity. That's something that could have been prevented had Jason actually used the criminal investigation, commerce criminal investigation, but he didn't, so it happened anyways. And to answer the second part of your question, I have a Razer mouse, like it's like 40K optics or something. It's like the Razer V2 something, I don't remember. But my aim sucks a lot, so I don't know. But it depends. I beat Jason in a sword fight, so I could probably beat him on Future Tops as well. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is I'm slamming both of you on a trackpad. All right. Jason, feel to respond.
Right. State the question again, please.
Oh,
I
God.
got you. All right, so I've heard a lot of different arguments for a criminal investigations division within the Department of State. I personally have strong opinions on this, but I want the opinions of the two next potential candidates for Secretary of State. And then the second part of the question is, in a 1v1, who's winning on Future Tops?
Right. The criminal investigation is part of it. I mean, everyone knows my strong opinions on this. I mean, I think that we need to either power share, between, currently it's solely under SBI. We need, more. I think we need more communication, obviously, more improvement on, of course, my part and their part, and what Alex was saying about that whole, Ecto thing. I couldn't have done a single thing. Like, I don't know why he's saying the same point. I, in the Department of State, has zero legal ability to do anything. Who did the murder, bro? Anyways, back to the point. Anyways, so yeah, we can't really do much, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully, we improve on that. And then in the second part of the question, I believe I would win. Who knows? Maybe Alex and his amazing mouse could defeat me. We could also do on Ridgeway as well. Use that amazing law to its advantage. Yeah, that's all.
All right. We're gonna go bring my bestest pal Bo Bazinga up here, and then we're gonna get Vince Fan, It's a Random Boy, and then probably 2 or 3 more after that, and then we'll be done. So give it up for my buddy Bo Bazinga. Oh, also, as a quick thing,
What's up, chat?
there was a guy in my DMs. His name is Jesus Saves. Can we all wish him a happy birthday? Seems like a cool guy.
Woo!
Happy birthday to the person in your DMs.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jesus Saves. All right, go ahead, Mr. Bobazinga.
Yo, my question's for both you guys. It's pretty crazy. So, like, as Secretary of State, how would you guys address the humanitarian crises and conflicts in regions such as Firestone and Mayflower, while balancing humanitarian aid with diplomatic efforts to achieve lasting peace and stability with Firestone and Mayflower?
Who wants to answer?
I'll go first. Thank you, Thank you, General Bobazinga, for that question. Personally, I think the humanitarian mission in Firestone is a very important mission. All right, we've sent National Guard troops over there to help with the local children that are starving from Fedora Master's money inflation. Despite him, oh. no, okay, excuse me, excuse me. So we've sent National Guard troops to help the starving children in Firestone with their massive inflation that has been caused by their dictator Fedora Master, and we can also I think our differences can be resolved in the Israel-Palestine hangout area. Yeah, I think that could be pretty. I think that could be a place that we could all chat about the current conflicts and find a middle ground.
All right, can I answer? Yeah, can I answer the question? Okay. So, I mean, first things first, good question. But hell no to humanitarian aid for Firestone. No, let them starve. Why the fuck would we give them? Let the children starve. No one gives a fuck about them. Like, just let them starve. Like, there will be no amount of aid go to them. Let a genocide happen there. I don't give a fuck what happens to them. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why everyone's like. I don't know why Alex is all about peace, humanitarian. No one gives a fuck about the children. Like, who gives a fuck about Firestone children? It's about Ridgeway children. Okay, we're gonna give
Idea,
aid.
is that you?
Anyways, and about the Mayflower one, who gives a fuck about them either, right? Ridgeway first, okay? I mean, they're good people and all, but fuck the children. I don't give a fuck about them. Aid to anybody, okay? And yeah, that's all.
Honestly, that was so real. Fuck Firestone. Everybody on that sanctions list, I literally just saw that today. Anybody on that sanctions list, you're a real ass motherfucker, just being honest. All right. Mr. J, go ahead with your question. Then we get Vince Fant, and it's a random.
All right, thank you. Okay, so this is a question for the both of you. Now, tension between Firestone and Ridgeway has been quite extreme as of recent. As a resident of Ridgeway who has traveled to Firestone recently, civilians there are quick to point out that you are a resident of Ridgeway and show their disdain. What are some ways which you will lessen the tension and begin building relations with
Holy
Firestone and its civilians?
Yo, I got Kanye with me, yo.
What?
Got Kanye with me. All right, sorry. Back to what you were saying.
I'll take this. So, thank you for that question, Jay. I think it's important to reduce our tensions with Firestone, and I agree that although Firestone is kind of a dictatorship and a lot of the people there are not very good people, I think that we can find some mutual ground and possibly share, and I believe we can possibly share some ideas and share some of our I think we share some values with each other. That being said, I think firstly establishing a diplomatic tie with Firestone would be beneficial, as firstly enables our ambassadors to actually do something instead of just sitting around. It would be very good to have diplomatic visits with Matrix or Daniel to Firestone, and vice versa, the governor of Firestone coming here with their Secretary of State to help ease tensions a bit and to find some mutual ground that we can agree upon.
Right. So, first things first, lessen the tension. Okay. There will be only one condition where you can lessen the tension. Is if the Firestone National Guard has the fucking courage to go against the Ridgeway National Guard in the future Tops match. Hell, even a Fire Tops match. They have been avoiding it. I've been in the discussions. The governor of Firestone has not said shit. He has avoided a confrontation. And then you want me to lessen the tension? No, fuck that. We will only lessen the tension if they go against us in the future Tops match. Simple as it is. And restoring diplomatic ties is not an option. I know the Firestone Secretary of State is watching this. And first off, to the Firestone Secretary of State, you're a fucking traitor. You used to be my chief ambassador. Then you went to Firestone. I ain't doing shit with you. So fuck off, all right? Anyways, that's all I have to say.
crazy. Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Yay. Vince Vant, long awaited.
All
Let's
right.
get into it.
So, my question is for Jason Born Access. Chat. Jason, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Would you mind screen sharing your TikTok bookmarked list? And how many
Yes,
Asian women
yes.
have you bookmarked this past month?
Okay.
Yes. I demand, I command you, Jason, to show us your TikTok.
How many
TikTok
Asian women have you bookmarked this month?
All right.
Let's get a screen share up.
Know what you're doing this to me, bro.
I command you.
Jason, if you're truly Sigma, show it to us.
Also, Alex Neptunes,
wait,
when you wait, I have another question for Alex Neptunes. When you walk, do it clap?
All right, bro. Can we keep this guy the fuck out?
I mean,
So no
I
answer.
confirm nor deny if it claps or not. You know, I will neither confirm or deny.
Which one of you is more Skibbity Ohio Toilet
Okay,
Riz?
keep this guy the fuck out.
Okay.
Hello, hello.
Is that it's a random boy?
Yes, it is. It's a random boy indeed. I have a question for Mr. Axis. If I may.
Yeah.
All right. So, out of these two candidates, we do know that we all already know that Alex is the best one, no doubt. Like, there's no question regarding that. But next, I do have a very important question to raise about your citizenship, Mr. Axis. So, I was digging through your profile and I found out that you're an upper class citizen of the state of Firestone, and indeed you're actually a senior corrections officer in Firestone's corrections department. Can you can you care to explain this? It seems that our top diplomatic officer is actually a I'm sorry, a working citizen of a foreign state that we used to be at war with. How could we
Right.
trust a Firestonian upper class citizen to at the same time?
All right. It's an easy. I have an easy answer to that. When our great Ridgeway soldiers were in prison, guess what? I gave them the ability to lower their time so they can get out of prison and not have to give Fedora Master B98 Robux. Simple as that.
And do you have any proof for that?
And secondly, Vincent knows very well of my loyalty to the state of Ridgeway. And he will undeniably, under oath, will defend my loyalty. I've done a lot for the war. All right. He knows that very well. I mean, a lot of it is classified, but I will say, but they can definitely confirm that I did a lot for the war. So there is no way you're trying to question my loyalty. And also, I know you suck Alex's dick all the fucking time. I don't know why you're here trying to act like.
Hey, watch your
act like an
fucking
objective
mouth.
point of
Watch
view,
your fucking
okay?
mouth.
Stop it. Stop.
I only suck my own dick, Mr. Axis.
Anyways, that's my
Hey.
answer to the question.
That was a good rebuttal.
Well,
right.
Mr. Axis, just a final question. So I'm actually concerned because I actually found a leaked photo of where you were on February 11th, 2024. If you would please view the Ridgeway stage chat. It seems that you were in
All right. I see the image you're talking about. I definitely did not say that. I am not into dick. All right. Simple as that. All right. I am not a homosexual. I don't know why I have to say this. I'm the straightest man in the world. All right. Simple as that. And
Jason,
even
Well, I
if
was
I was,
convinced.
yeah, okay,
whoa.
even if
Hey, I just
let
want
me
to
finish
address one
speaking.
thing. Why?
No,
What's wrong with
shut the
being,
fuck up. Let me
what's wrong
finish
with being
speaking.
homosexual? What's wrong with being a homosexual, Jason?
Yeah. I didn't say nothing was wrong. I was literally, you yap all the time. Let me talk for once, all right? And I was going to say, so what if I'm a homosexual if I was a homosexual? Simple as that. If I want to suck dick, let me suck dick. Why do you have an issue with that?
Actually, it's actually an issue that you were with Dork Jacob, who is quite an infamous interactor with children, and this is exactly why I brought up the picture. I have no problem with your.
Listen, I am a minor and I would never date Thor Jacob. I don't know what you're insinuating about. I would never have. I did not have relations with Dork Jacob. Simple as that.
Okay. I think we're gonna end that right
Thank
there.
you, Mr.
Thanks.
Axis.
Thank you, Mr. Random.
Yeah.
Um, I've got another question in my DMs. This guy says he'll be eternally grateful if you answer it, or he'll be eternally grateful if I ask it. Jason, he would like for you to say the word raindrop.
Say the word raindrop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just said it.
Okay. That guy will be eternally grateful to me now. And there's ice spikes.
Ghoul, I would like for you to ask the question I forwarded to you. I believe it's very.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I'm asking other guys first because I have it open. Joseph, who is this to? Is this to Jason or is this to Alex?
No, it's Jason, and please make sure they remain anonymous.
Well, no, this is something different. So
Oh.
Mr. Joseph asks, Jason, if Alex Neptunes is so inactive, why is he still employed in the State Department?
I think this is a very good question, and I ask myself this every single day he doesn't do his duties. And to be honest, I don't fucking know. You know, maybe it's because I'm too kind. Maybe I'm a hard human being. Like I think that's the correct answer. Maybe I have a heart. But secondly, I think that's a very good suggestion. But I think that I think that he would complain if I did fire him for being inactive. And at this current moment, it's not the best decision. But I will say that, I'm going to do some thinking with that question because, I think that's the best question of this debate. That's all I really have to say on that. But it's a very good suggestion. We're gonna talk with the team. We're gonna have a whole department meeting about that. I assure you of
Right.
that.
Very, highly requested question here. For you, Mr. Jason Board Axis, do you still have Asian women saved to your iCloud? And if so, what Asian women and where can I find their Instagrams?
Right. Good question. So I was, it was East Asians before, but I am making an announcement. I'm officially into South Asians. All right. Whole new genre. All right. I will send you some TikToks. I'll DM you later about that. We got a lot of TikToks. I'll send it to you. I'm sure you enjoy it, and anyone else that wants it, I will send you the TikToks. But yeah, South Asians are the new game, the new genre, and yeah. Have evolved.
Another question here is, are you a microwave and room kind of guy or a mini fridge and room kind of guy? The individual asked me to emphasize that you are indeed a fat ass, so you must have one in there.
Right. So unfortunately for him, I have neither in my room actually. I actually go down the stairs, open the fridge, and get the food. All right. I'm not like Matrix, where he has his oven in his room, he has his cookies all the fucking time. All right. I'm not like him. All right. I don't eat cookies every time I'm in a cabinet meeting. I don't get pizza all the time delivered to my fucking room door. So I think that's the wrong question to ask me. That should have been set at the
Okay.
Bro, we gotta get Matrix up on here, bro. We gotta get.
Hold on. We'll
Matrix
get him
gotta
up here.
defend him,
Yeah, we'll get him up here in a second. Aviator, the Noi. I don't even. Okay, this guy named Aviator with the Juice World profile picture asked, "Can he give you head?"
Whoa.
Wait, is this question to me or Alex? That's the real question.
I think that's towards Jason.
All right. I would like to remind him that I'm a minor. All right. I'm not sure he's like into that get envelope type of shit, but I'm a minor. All right. And I'm not gay. Right. And second, if you're not a South Indian girl, I'm not interested. All right. Simple as that.
Aviator said that he's 15 Or sorry,
what the
she's.
fuck?
He said she's 15 and she's South Korean or South Asian, whatever you just said. So
Yeah,
he's
Boys are not
wait,
shut up,
wait.
alley,
Okay,
dog.
okay.
they're
Listen,
still asking.
16 plus is my minimum requirement, right? 15 is too young for me.
Okay. We're gonna, brother. I said 2 or 3 more questions. We're about 7 deep now, but I think everybody is. Quick poll in the chat, guys. 1 in the chat if you want to keep going with the questions. 2 in the chat if I should just end this off and say goodnight.
Excuse me.
It's going
Yeah,
one.
hold on, Matrix. I need to do my poll here.
You said go ahead.
No, 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, there's quite a few ones. Havoc
Lot-
saying 3,
yeah.
so he might be split. All right. Matrix, go ahead and defend yourself here.
Listen, you fat bitch. I'm not even gonna
Okay.
talk to you. No, not you. I'm talking to Jason. Jason, you fat ass motherfucker. I know you're not talking. During the war, you literally were ordering McDonald's once a week, you fat bitch. Like, literally get the fuck off my goddamn cock. Like, and listen, look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Shut the fuck up, Matrix. Jesus, I fucking hate this guy.
Goddamn, shut the fuck.
Okay, back. Thank you, moderator Matt Cern.
He's
That was
about-
getting
he's
that was
eating
getting a
pizza after
that
that.
was getting a little heated there. Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
On topic.
Matt's you're fired.
Let's see if I can find another
Yeah, guess
question
what?
to ask.
You're banned.
You're fired.
Thank God.
bitch.
Okay. So, see if we find a real question here. This one comes from Adam, and his question is, how can we trust Jason to be active when he couldn't even remember to pay his Lego rent once a week? Firstly,
All right.
is there any truth to this? Did you fail to pay your Lego rent?
All right. You know what? It's the truth. I did not pay my Lego rent. You know, for once, I went outside and I was visiting my dream university. And, you know, I was there. And then I realized I didn't bring my laptop. So I couldn't go on Ridgeway, you know, couldn't connect my hotspot. And yeah, I didn't pay my Lego rent. You're right about that. And I apologize to the entire state of Ridgeway that I did not pay my Lego rent. And I promise to be a better human being and to pay my Lego rent next time.
I have a
Okay.
question.
Yep. Go ahead, Havoc. Good guy right here, everybody. Good guy. Good friend of mine.
Shut the fuck up, stop glazing.
Oh, okay. Kick him the fuck off the stage.
My question is, who's the most active employee in the State Department? Either one of you can answer.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, I mean, got to be Omnilius. I mean, he has done a lot for the department. You know, he has taken responsibility after the failure of Alex's inactivity. And to be honest, I actually give him a medal at this point. Actually, like, he's done a very good job. So that's my answer.
Alex Neptunes, who do you say?
I would also agree that Omnilius is pretty active, but I just want to mention one thing.
Wait, hold up, brother. Hold up. If you both say Omnilius is the most active person, why isn't he running?
Honestly,
I'm very interested in politics.
Yeah, he is a very good campaign manager. I'll say that. He's also my amazing campaign manager. Gotta give credits to him for that as well.
But yeah, sorry. So I want to continue to mention one thing. One of the things that Jason did when as Secretary of State is that he established department awards, and he intended on I don't know. I guess he intended on awarding the employees that are dedicated. However, I haven't seen him use it. I haven't seen him give anybody an award. Like, he has not recognized any of his employees. Right? He has not encouraged them. He has not been able to inspire them. He hasn't been able to do much to incentivize them to continue their hard work. And I think it's leading to some burnout among our staff because their work is not being recognized by the Secretary of State, which means that they're feeling undervalued. And under my administration, I'm going to make sure that every single employee feels valued, and I'm going to make sure that employees receive awards when they do something good.
All right.
I will say. Can I respond?
Make it quick. I'd like to end this.
Right. So he makes a good point. We should give out medals more. That's what I will do. I will say the only employee in the Department of State that deserves to be undervalued. I mean, he has no value at all. That's of course is Alex Neptune. He is the only employee that deserves no value, in my opinion.
Okay. So we're gonna take a question from BR. There's gonna be one last question that I have in my DMs, and then we are going to end it off with a boom. So BR, go ahead.
Good afternoon. Alex, yo.
Hey.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so why when you ran for Senate a while ago, you said you were a socialist or a communist. Why would I want someone to be a communist as the Secretary of State? Seems like something bad. Are you still a communist, or did you change your political ideology?
So I want to address this. My
So are you
political views-
denying it or not?
I'm denying it. I'm not a communist. I don't think
But
communists.
are you denying it?
I'm not a communist. I would
Yeah.
consider myself more as a social democrat.
Oh my god.
Hell no.
Okay.
Okay, can you elaborate?
Well, my views more align with. I wish to maintain a capitalist system because I do believe it does have its benefits. For example, more initiative by companies, more drive for people to invest, all that's something more growth and investment by people into the corporations. All of that drives money, and that can be used for research, for housing, for getting homeless people off the street, all that thing. And I think my views mostly align with ones of a social democrat because I personally consider myself a bit more progressive.
Okay. We're gonna take one from just Dapper, and then the final one in my DMs. Go ahead, Dapper.
Yeah.
Is it just me? He's not speaking.
Yeah, he's not speaking.
He's not talking.
Dapper.
Okay, well, the final question of the nice Yada's up here now. What's your question, buddy? Oh, he's muted.
This guy's a no micer.
Dapper has raised his hand. Can we let him up? Hear his question, and then we'll go to the DM question, and that's it. Still can't hear you, buddy. Can we get a rap battle between the candidates? and
Hello?
each-
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Dapper.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
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 we can hear you.
Hello?
yes.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Oh, I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, I can hear you now. Hello.
Not this guy.
Okay, let's get into it. Come on.
Oh yeah, I got a question. Alex, didn't you like say you hate your fucking job and that you haven't sent a message for 25 days and that like, whoa, Deadeye posted. Can you shut the fuck up? All right, anyways, thanks. That's just the question. What do you have to say about that?
Firstly, it is true I haven't posted a message in a while, but that's because recently I've been having exams and culminating projects so I haven't been able to be as active. I still have been able to maintain my as good amount of activity, but I haven't been able to be as active. In regards to that, I said I'm pretty sure I didn't say I fucking hate my job, but if I did, I'm pretty sure it was ironic because I don't hate my job. I actually very much like my job in the Department of State. Although it is a bit boring, I think it has a good sense of purpose because it enables me to interact with the community and help the community establish a good business economy within our state and help promote a good immigration and drive and initiative within our state.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Dapper. Our cool friend Blake is
Can
here.
someone tell Jason to stop sucking my dick?
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go to one last question. I have it in my DMs. Then I'm gonna make a statement.
Cool. One of nice Yada, the individual who came up here, they couldn't use a mic, but
Yeah, I have his. Yeah.
I think we should. Me and Jason should take turns saying something nice about each other, if that's okay. I think that would show that although we have political differences, we are united by our passion for the Department of State.
We'll get to that in a second.
Go.
This one comes from somebody named Veet. His
Toasted
question.
Fury wants up after this question, if you don't mind.
Yeah. This one's from Veet. Can you ask both candidates if they shower and use deodorant? If so, why does the Secretary of State office always smell like 10 pounds of bounce that ass?
Right, I'll answer this one. First things first, yes, I shower. And yes, I use deodorant. I use Old Spice. And sometimes I use Dior as well. And in terms of why the Secretary of State office smells bad, um, I think it's because our janitor is doing a horrible job. You know, Matrix sometimes enters my office without permission, of course. And obviously, he leaves a lot of food around. So obviously, our janitor doesn't do shit. You know, he should, I think Matrix needs to stop eating in my office and making a mess. That is the only reason why the office smells absolutely horrible.
Alright, well, I think that's just a lame excuse. So I'm gonna say what the people want to say. P.U. Onion Boy. Alright, let's get Toast Puri up here, and then we're ending this off.
Yeah.
I want to go eat dinner. I'm starving. So get Toast Puri up here real quick.
Yep.
And alright,
All
go
right.
ahead,
Hello.
Toasted.
Hello.
Yep.
I got a question for Mr. Alex Neptunes. Mr. Neptunes, you say you're a social democrat, right? You talked about wanting to help the homeless.
Yes.
Do you have a spare bedroom in your home?
No, unfortunately, I do
Do you
not.
have a couch in your home? You
No,
don't have a spare bedroom. Do you have a couch? You don't have a couch?
Yes, I do have a couch. I do have a couch.
You have a couch. So why don't you let homeless people sleep on your couch? Simple question. You say you care about homeless people, so help the homeless. Let them sleep on your couch.
Okay. That type of argument is flawed because instead of letting them sleep on my couch, I'd rather they sleep in a home in their own beds, all right, in a comfortable home where they are safe and secure rather than my couch.
Are you saying it's not safe and secure in your home?
It
What
is
is going
safe.
on in your house where it's
Whoa.
not safe? Do you live in like the slums?
Alright.
No, I do not live in the slums. It is safe and secure in my house. I just
So why don't you let the homeless people sleep in your home?
Why? Okay, this is not related to anything.
Okay,
Department of State related.
thank you for the question, Toast Puri. I have a headache. I'd like to
Okay.
go eat dinner.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you all for tuning in to the
You can send me back.
2024 Secretary of State debate.
I'm
Cool. Thanks for Alex. Thanks for attending. Yeah, I'm about to get on.
Okay. I will be taking over this debate now, guys.
Oh, okay.
So, freaky Neptunes.
No.
Can we start a freak off now? Let's all get freaky.